Hello people, welcome to my new video. In this one I will be summarizing all the available options for Canadian immigration as of today, which is 17th of Feb 2022. This information has been obtained from IRCC website, and my objective is to summarize it, make it easy to understand for people so they can do their own immigration case themselves. We do not need to hire an agent because, in my opinion, their services are merely limited to answering basic questions which you can find on internet, including on my channel and videos. And besides that, all of the remaining steps such as getting your education evaluated, going for English test or IELTS, and then going for police clearance report in case you're invited, and then medical test, all of these formalities have to be done by you yourself. You have to spend time and efforts, and then you also have to spend money on these requirements. Agents are there mainly to tell you which forms are to be filled. Now the thing is, it is easy to get lost when you go to IRCC website. It is very easy to get lost because it's a very detailed documentation. Let's get into it. Summarizing everything into one slide would be something like this. We have 6 streams or programs, we can say, and out of this these 6 programs, we do not need to look into the details about at least 2 programs. For example, one of them is CEC or Canadian Experience. This program has a very specific requirement that the candidate should have at least 1 year of full-time paid working experience. Now full-time here means 1560 hours, which is basically calculated using 30 hours work week times 52 weeks in a year. So that's what makes you eligible to apply under this program. People like me who have never been to Canada, we do not, of course, qualify for this program. Hence, big majority of the people are ineligible. Second other program that I consider irrelevant is Rural Northern, because again, similar to CEC, this program has a very specific requirement that you should be sponsored or offered a job by one particular community, which can be like a province, then goes down to city, then goes down to district, and then it goes down to particular communities. So it's quite difficult for a person who has never been to Canada to obtain a job offer from such a community. So that's why I will still discuss the high level requirements of these 2 programs, but again, just for the purpose of simplifying it and to motivating everybody to apply their case themselves, would be we need to take these programs out. Now any young kid or a qualified professional who is applying for immigration would be into these 2 programs, which is federal. The way I see federal programs is one program, but it has 2 streams. One I call something for blue collar jobs, because people like chefs, butchers, handyman, construction labor can apply under this program, and they can enjoy with the lower requirements for education and English. So that's the best way for them. And in case we have qualified professionals, they can apply under this program, which has their own details. We will have a look at that in a while. Now people like me who are like above 40, we need to take support from provincial nominations. So we know that we will never be invited under federal skill, because despite of having maximum education like master's degree and all that, I still don't stand a chance. So in that case, my only way is to obtain a provincial nomination. Now obtaining a nomination has its own requirements. There are about 8 provinces which can give you nomination. More or less requirements are like quite similar, but one thing is there prominently, that you need to have a job offer from an employer in that province. And besides that, like only 2 provinces I remember they do not require a job offer. One of them is Manitoba, and the other one is I think Nova Scotia or Saskatchewan. I plan to do separate videos on PNP because the requirements are so vast, it's not possible to cover in one video. Now there's one more thing, one more program that Canadians launched. It was launched sometime 2016, I suppose, and it continued until 2022 this year, or December 31st, sorry. It continued until December 31st, 2021, and then it was discontinued as a pilot. Now, the outcome of that pilot is a proper program called AIP, and this program will be starting with effect from March 2022. This program has even lower requirements for English, but to the most part, one of the biggest hurdle is the job offer. Anyhow, we'll see details in coming slides. To summarize my discussion on this one, we only have 4 programs, or basically 3 programs, because I see this program as one to for focus. So to read the requirements. Starting with the first program, I have AIP, or Atlantic program. In this one, the English language requirement, English or French, is CLB 5 for people applying under NOC codes 0, A and B, and for NOC code C is level 4. Now, CLB level 4 or level 5 translate to band 5 in IELTS. Besides this, we need at least 1 year, we need 1 year of working experience. But the big catch here is the job offer. That's the biggest hurdle most people face, that you need to have a job offer which should be from a designated employer in that participating province. It's a whole long process, but anyhow, that's the requirement. ECA is anyways required in all programs, so this has to be done by candidates one way or the other. We have 4 provinces under AIP. One of them is Prince Edward, Nova Scotia, and then there are 2 others which I do not recall at the moment, but eventually we will cover them in coming videos, not in this one. The second program, which I consider irrelevant for people who are sitting outside of Canada or never been to Canada, is CEC, because this program specifically requires that a candidate need to have 1 year of working experience inside Canada. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. That's why I'll not be going into the details. The other program is FST, Federal Skilled Trade, and as I said, this program has relaxed requirements for English, CLB level 5, which is band 5 in speaking and listening in IELTS, and level 4 in case of reading and writing, because it's understandable. Butchers, chefs, construction labor, these people do not need to read and write. They just need to be able to read or write, but by the function of their job, they do not need to be good readers or writers. So therefore, they have a minimum requirement for speaking and listening to be able to interact with people. But other than that, the requirements are pretty basic. Also, to be eligible under this program, they need to have 2 years of verifiable experience, and that's again a big catch, that they need to have a job offer. Now moving to the other program, which is for qualified professionals, or as I said, white collar jobs. They need to have at least 7 bands in all the areas of IELTS test, and followed by that, they need to have at least 1 year of professional experience. Job offer is not required in federal program, but it will definitely help your score and chances of being invited. This one, everybody applies under this program, but as I said, the cutoff for this program is 475. So make sure, if you are like, I always recommend people to apply for immigration before they cross 34 or 35 years of age. And depending, if you're a married couple, depending who is younger and more qualified, that person should be the leading principal. And then the other, the spouse should be as a secondary applicant. That's how you can get maximum score. In case somebody has a lower score, mainly because of age, like in my case, I'm late now, so my score comes to like 421 points despite of having a master's degree, so I can't really help my case except for applying in the PNP program. Now PNP program has 8 territories or provinces participating in this. Every province has their own requirements for education, job offer, and the amount of experience required. But in general, I can tell you that they have somewhat lesser requirement compared to federal program in terms of English. And then, but the biggest catch here is the job offer. Getting a job offer from a remote territory that people do not know you is very, very difficult. That's the biggest catch. But I think there are at least two provinces. One of them is Manitoba, and the other one is Saskatchewan or Nova Scotia. One of them. They do not need job offer. I mean, they need job offer, but they have a separate stream called on demand, where people can move in if their profession or knockout is required by the economy of those provinces. So that's the other thing in the last program, RNI, which is I called irrelevant as well, is rural program, where I said you need to have a job offer from that particular community. So it's again very, very impossible that you can find a community which is in a remote area and who's there to who is willing to hire you for the job. So that's why I do not think this program is applicable to big majority of people who are outside Canada and never been to Canada as well. To recap my discussion, I'll go to the first slide I discussed, that if you are preparing to launch your case, all you need to focus on as a first priority is federal skilled program, whether trades or as a professional worker. In case you're above the age, like you're above 35, in that case you can and you should consider provincial nomination. And in that case, for example, you cannot do well in your IELTS, your English is weak or something like that, then you can also take further help from your AIP program. So the priority, in my opinion, to understand the program is number 1, federal, number 2, provincial, number 3, Atlantic. So that should be the way I will be doing my future videos. In this one, I only wanted to do a brief overview of all the available options to make it easy and to help you launch your own case. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.